Okay, guys, we've got Diana here today. Diana's from the United States, and Diana is a bit of a dude. And the reason why she's a dude because when she first came to us, I'll let Diana tell you, it was pretty much almost with a blank canvas, wasn't it? In some ways, and that's the key thing. So, as always, we've got a framework for the next 15 minutes. You know, we love frameworks and templates. So what I'm going to do is let Diana take you through what's what. But for me, really the outcome of this is for you guys who are maybe thinking about starting up alone, or you have started alone and you don't know what to do, or you know cold calling doesn't work, you know the old ways do not work. Diana has only been with us a short period of time, and so she's not one of those who we can sit here and say has done $1 million in the last 4 or 5 months, although I'm certain it will happen. But what Diana's got, and the reason why I want Diana on the call today is she's just really transparent. We had a call, Velocity called me a couple of weeks ago, and the reason why Diana's here today is because she said on the call, and Velocity call is a one-to-one call, she said, Andy, you told me I could be a name in my marketplace, and I said yes, but I didn't really believe you. And for me, I love the fact that you said yes, and you didn't believe me, but you went along with the steps. And now a few months later, we've got some good results, and we're only touching the tip of the iceberg. But that's why I want you on the call today, because you're probably like lots of people who know they need to change it, and they might speak to me and say yeah, but they don't actually believe it. And so for Inner Circle members, I want to share you, and for those who don't know you, here's Diana. So let's do this. I don't think Diana can see my screen, can't see my iPad, but I'm going to take notes as we go through. But let's do this. First off, Diana, just very quickly, give us a background on you. So you just who are you? Give us 6 seconds background. You whatever else you want to share, your company and so forth. Hey.
So I am a nurse. That was my first degree. I started a healthcare recruiting company like 20 years ago, and got recruited to go back into the corporate world, and had been in the corporate world for like 12 years. And decided that I wanted a regular life again. Didn't want to be on airplanes, didn't want to be 80 hours a week. So I decided to start back into recruiting. But it had been 20 years since I had done recruiting. So I started again. I looked at what I was facing and I freaked out. I was like, oh my God, I have no idea what it's like to do this now, 20 years later. So I had been doing some research. I really wasn't sure if I could do it again. And I found Andy's website, started looking at what he was doing, started listening into some of his information, and decided, okay, I'm gonna go for this, but I think I'm gonna need some help. And so when I literally started, all I had was a Yahoo account and a shell of a website. I didn't have anything else. I had a lot of contacts. I knew a lot of people in the industry, but I really didn't have any automation, nothing.
So when you
And I,
so when you first started, then, so before we spoke, so even before we spoke, your situation was you had a website, a Yahoo account, and some contacts. Was that it?
that was it.
And so by sounds of it, you came back into recruitment then to get freedom, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And okay, um, so what's happening at times in terms, just to let us know, what the impact of that was. So, I don't know, just let people know as always, just go free. So say how it was. What was that first conversation we had? And just let I can't even remember all the detail now, but I'm sure you can.
Yes, I'm sure you can't, and I definitely can. Um, so as when I was trying to make the decision on what I was going to do and who I was going to work with, one of the things that really enticed me to work with you is that you had this little video where it showed you coming out of the gym, and it was kind of an introduction and to you. And I thought, okay, if this guy has got international clients, he's still going to the gym, and he's still got a life, that's the kind of person I want to work with. And so that was one thing. And then you and I had our first call together, and I remember you had a picture that you drew. You actually did this on one of your Inner Circle calls of a Parthenon. And I was just getting ready to actually go to Greece. And so I was like, oh, that's a cool. That's a cool like idea for me to keep in my mind about, you kept saying you guys need to build a foundation, make sure that you have these things in place. And literally 2 weeks after you did that first call, I went to Greece, and all I kept thinking about was build my foundation, build my foundation. So I had a call with you, the very first call, and you told me, Diana, I want you to get, the website and, a presence on the social media. And there was all of these things, and I had this moment of, oh my God, I can't, there's no way I can do all this. I can't do it. But I knew I could. I knew in my, being that I'd be able to do it, but I really needed help, guidance and support, and someone who could say, yeah, you can do this. But the thing that scared me the most was when you said about this content canon and, putting information together so that you could create a presence for yourself, and then to start doing webinars and things like that. I thought, I don't know if I can do that. I believe that that is the right way to go, but I'm not sure if that I'm going to be able to, put myself out there like that. And you said to me, Diana, you need to believe in yourself. That's the one thing I want to see from you, is believe that you can do it. And yeah, so that's how I started. And, obviously things have changed since then.
Awesome. So I didn't know you went to Greece. That sounds like we've almost set that up, doesn't it? It sounds like we've staged that. It's like, for those who don't know, we've got a video on YouTube about the recruitment Parthenon. It's probably about 3-4 years old now, I think. But essentially, it means you should have multiple pillars in your business. Most businesses have got telephone and LinkedIn and some emails, but that's like a table with two legs. It's going to fall over. A Parthenon has multiple pillars in its business, and that's what we talk about. So that's what Donna means. But it does sound like we staged that, doesn't it? You were going to Greece. And you must believe in it. The reason why to Donna, I said to you, didn't I, about you must believe it. The steps work, and they work every time if you apply them. It's not guesswork. It's not, as you know, it's laid out step by step. Follow the steps, do this, and the outcome will be this. So the believing in yourself is just take action. But I want you on. That's why I want to speak to you, because your little voice in your head said that's not going to work, or I think the exact words we said, wasn't it? I said you will become a name in your marketplace, and you said yes, but you didn't actually believe it, and that's why I was intrigued to speak, now. So basically, then, tell us what, in terms of the framework you applied, then. So multiple things you could do, and we're saying just about we've got so many funky, cool strategies and whatever else, but you've used the word a few times now, foundation. Just take us through what you've done, and and what's worked and what's not worked, or whatever, where you are. Just again, as always, just be completely transparent.
Well, as of now, within LinkedIn, I have about, I think, around 9,000 clients and candidates and contacts. I think when I first started talking to you, I had around 2,000. And so obviously that's almost 4 times the amount that I had before. And it's not easy in healthcare recruiting to get contacts. People are very weary of accepting an invite from a recruiter, especially if it's a hospital or a CEO. They usually don't. So I feel really good about the fact that those, I've increased that quite a bit.
Yep.
And then as far as social media, posts on social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter. LinkedIn, I post at least 3 times a week. I do an article on something having to do with clients or candidates, and so not around me, but it's around what clients and candidates want to hear. I Twitter probably 7 to 10 times a day, and I put all of I created a Facebook page. I create data and content for my Facebook page. I do it all through Hootsuite, which came through your suggestion. And doesn't take that much time. It doesn't actually take hardly any time for me now, because I've got it all automated. But that has been that content canon information was very overwhelming to me at first. But again, I just took it in bites and sections and just took it like a job. this is my job. This is what I'm doing today. This is what I'm focusing on. And if I don't do anything, nothing's going to happen. So if I do something and it's the right thing, then I'll get good things out of it.
Awesome. So it was the content canon. So essentially, the content canon there's two parts to that, guy. So the content, obviously, in the canon, and there's so it's two parts of the process. In fact, there's three modules to it, but it's two parts of the process. But is that the process? Well, last time we spoke, you had you had too many candidates booking into your diary, didn't you? You had so. What we want to do always is have inbound leads, and you had too many candidates book into your diary, so the focus is now switched from candidates to clients now, isn't it? It's now got the candidates, let's now get the clients. Just take us through what you were doing there. So was it the content canon into your online diary? I remember you said you wake up in the morning going, oh shoot, I've got another 10 candidates to speak to today, which is a great problem to have. But just take us through what you did there, because I think you've undersold yourself a bit there, to be honest, Donna. You've applied that really, really well.
Well, yeah, thank you for kind of mentioning the candidate topic, because it is kind of funny how now I wake up and I go, oh my gosh, my calendar is full of candidates today. And yet 4 months ago, Andy, no one was calling me. So that is really a great story. And that also is a part of taking your principles, because I do not call anyone. I have it all set up so that when a candidate wants to speak to me, they set it up through my appointments. I don't call them, they have to call me. And so it's really great. Like I say, I wake up and my calendar is either full or empty. And I can change that, because I can, block out time so that no one can reach me. But so yeah, I have all these candidates, which is great. I needed to do that. And now I have a newsletter that I send out that I changed my list of contacts, so they're more focused to clients or potential clients. So yeah, as of like this morning, I sent out a newsletter, which is not a flat newsletter. It's integrated. It's got integrated API links to clients and candidates, and I added more clients into that newsletter. So
awesome. Listen, two things. Number one, don't give away all our secrets. And number two, we don't use the word newsletter in the inner circle. You know that, okay? It's not a newsletter. We don't do that. But what I loved what you're doing with the candidates was when we had our last call, as you said, you're waking up and you're like, oh shoot, I've got another 10. Is like and that again for me, we need to put the funnel, filter those and now focus on the client piece. But again, it was like I didn't know where you were in the process and what you were doing, and then we had that course like, well, Diana's been quiet for a few weeks, and then suddenly, boom, it's I've got too many candidates, and that's what I loved about you. You took action, but also you were just or if I may be direct, you were pretty unsure about yourself up front, weren't you? About can I really do this, and you took action, and then you were worried about even putting content online, weren't you? It's like I don't want to put any form of content out there because I'm worried about what people will think about me. And then you say you've you quadrupled your LinkedIn, so you've probably got a lot of the market covered off now. You've now got an inbound system for candidates, now focus on the client side. I just love the fact you took action, and then we had that conversation. Yeah, too many candidates, Andy. What? And you were the shy one 3 months before. Which I absolutely loved. In terms of what you've gone, so we've worked on your website, we've content canon, you've got presence in the marketplace. We said you can own it, and you've only done one strategy, and you're starting to get that ownership without any of the other strategies, which is awesome. Anything else you're working on at the moment, Donna, in terms of if not completely cool, but if anything else you're working on, automated wise, any other automation in the background, anything happening we've not discussed?
Other than getting a focus on clients, that's where I'm working right now, to really get my message to clients.
Yep.
So that's what I did on the reach. When I did the most recent reach, is I really need to get a good client database put together.
Got it. So clients are the focus now. So we're talking about just a few months here. Let's do this. I'm conscious of time, and but I could talk about this stuff all day. What would you say have been the key lessons for you? If you think about where you were, maybe when you I don't know where you were before, maybe, and where you are now. What have been perhaps the top one or two lessons that you could share?
One is create the foundation. Really don't try to rush things so much. I think people that get into recruiting tend to be very fast,
Yeah.
kind of type A people, and you want things to get done. So number one for me is to really slow down and create that foundation that I needed to create.
Yeah.
And and two, this sounds like really general, but have confidence. Do it, but have confidence in it, and do it well. Don't just do it, check the box, I just did that. But, step back and look at, did I do that well? Is it something I'm proud of? And go at it with confidence. And I believe I'm only like, I was going to say halfway there. I don't think there's anywhere, you never really arrive, right? But I'm like just beginning still. So I know that whatever I need to do next, which is a lot, is still going to be okay because I've gotten this far, and I really didn't have anything, and now I really feel like I have a really good foundation now.
Yeah. You have got a good foundation. You're right. The content canon and the systems you've got set up so far. These are foundation stuff. Even before we get to the advanced stuff. But what's good though, you can see the results, stats wise in terms of what you're doing. But the reason why I loved what you've done, Diana, and wanted to speak to you was the entire first conversation from to getting that email from you, and then we have a conversation. It's like I've got too many candidates. That for me was the thing, and the key thing was in your head, I can't really do this, but you're doing it. So for me, the prescription for you, so what your next steps are, content cannon's up and running. We need clients now, so what we need to do is this. We won't do it on this call right now, but we will do it. But in terms of the next steps for you, what we want to do, the traffic you're getting now, so the leads that are coming in, we want to make that into clients. So what we want to do is direct the traffic to a funnel. In that funnel, we want to be getting leads from the client. So as the leads come in, at the moment you're getting candidate leads. We want to turn those into client leads. So we need to find out what clients, what upcoming projects they got, what the key challenges are, what they're looking for. So if you go to the Content Cannon Part 3, it's a new one we did just a couple of weeks ago. It will actually lay out about creating the funnel. Because at the moment the traffic's coming is candidate traffic. We want to turn it into client traffic, okay? So watch Content Cannon Part 3, then come back to me, okay?
Okay.
So let's turn those inbound leads now into clients rather than candidates. But conscious of time, but first off, I was late for this call, so my apologies. But listen, as I said at the top of the call, one of the two things. One is to just, no matter what you do in recruitment, whether you do it with whoever you do it yourself, get away from cold calling. Nowadays the marketplace has changed, and Donna's just proof of that. And again, I mean it in a nice way, but you were so shy and and you've made it happen. And it's about just focusing on becoming a leader in the marketplace through no matter what channel. But next thing I want to do is this. I want you to show everyone your office, because you showed me your wall earlier. Let's see your wall. Look at this, everyone. It's not a bad office to work in, is it?
Can you see that?
We can see the sofa up a bit. You see the dance? A bit more?
Can you see it?
Up a bit more? Up a bit more? So she's got dance on the wall, and it's like Dinah's her whole.
Got it?
Yeah, we got the end of it now. But there we go. Perfect. Not a bad office to work in, is it? But Donna, listen. I'm going to let you finish off. So what would you your closing comments be, or recommendations to people to be in terms of moving from, again, I'll let you drive this, from like you almost starting a business as such to starting to own a marketplace. What would you say the key thing is to do?
build a foundation. I really think it's get on LinkedIn, create your website, create a mechanism in which you can easily communicate with clients and candidates, make things automated, get it so that people are calling you versus you calling them, and look at lots of tools. Take it as a job to create the foundation versus waiting for that next client. Think of it, I got to get this stuff done, and if you can get some clients in the meantime, if you have some mechanism to create income while you work on the foundation, you'll do well.
That's an awesome way of looking at it. It's like, for example, when we run a campaign, if you spend 2 weeks getting a campaign together, you run a campaign, you might bring in 50 leads, whereas in that 2 weeks you might bring in 4 leads a week by hitting the phones. But run a campaign, do it all online, make it automated, make it inbound, and when it runs, you're going to bring in 10 times the leads. You might have nothing for 2 weeks, but when they come in, bang. You're absolutely right. That's a really good way of looking at it, actually. Might have to use that. Well, Donna, listen, thank you so much for taking the time today, and I really appreciate you coming onto the call. And again, I was late for the call, but thank you for that. What I'm going to do is get the notes I've taken here. I think I'm going to share with your permission. But thanks for that, Donna. And listen, Donna is my health recruiter in the US. I know that when some of these guys become famous, they get a lot of people contacting them. Please be respectful, Donna. You can contact us through the contact page at our website. If you want to reach out to Donna, of course, feel free to do so. And if any way you can JV with her or help each other's business grow, cool. But be respectful, Donna. Okay, 'cause I'm sure thousands of people will now see this video, but be respectful. She's busy. You're going to get busier, so just be respectful of her, and let's go out there and make these things happen, eh?